Groovy.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to Small Screen Stories. This is the show where I go over all the news in the world of entertainment and pop culture, mainly comic book movies. I'm going to be honest, it is mainly comic book movies. My name is Edward Lauder. I'm the editor of Small Screen, and today I am here on my own. There's no producer at the moment. He might join later. I'm not going to be able to do all his clips that he does in the show, so I'm apologizing to people out there, like probably Reese and Kazakh's already for this. But this is going to be a more stripped down show, and I'm going to go over the news. I'm going to talk to you guys, and before I get started, if you can follow us everywhere at Small Screen Co, that'd be wonderful. That's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be really, really cool as well. And you can also follow me as well if you want on Twitter. That's at EJ Lauder. And this is then released as a podcast later on, and you can find that wherever you get your podcasts at Small Screen Stories. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the comments. So DC Talk with Extended said, "Let's do this. Let's do this." Cisco says, "Was blessed enough to win an IMAX pre-screening of Zack Snyder's Justice League last night via AFSP donation campaign. Well done." Well, that's brilliant, Cisco. I'm really happy to hear that. And then he said, "What an epic, heartfelt, full-bodied, intense, triumphant comic book movie achievement with some light-hearted moments as well. My buddy and I are still mesmerized." Well, I'm really, really happy to hear that you guys saw it. I still haven't got to see it yet, but as we have said before, I will see it on Thursday, and then we're going to be doing a Super Team Megaforce chat about it. So we're going to be talking about it then. Tonight, this is more about the fan reaction. This show about how the fans have been reacting to this Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I am now so pumped to see this movie. I wasn't a couple weeks ago. I wasn't as pumped as I am now. I'm just feeling the excitement. I'm really feeling the excitement. So Chubby Teddy Monster Productions, I love that name, by the way, says, "Man, I can't wait till Thursday." I cannot wait till Thursday either. And Cisco, let's just say that Zack Snyder's Justice League shits all over that crap Justice League from 2017, one of the best comic book movie ensemble films ever. And then he said, "One last thing, I feel sorry for any filmmaker who tries to direct a Justice League film after Zack Snyder's Justice League and hopeful arc. In the words of Lucius Fox from The Dark Knight, I will say to them, good luck." And Colin says, "Less than 48 hours. I'm pumped." Yeah, so in the UK, we're getting it before everyone else. In France, we're getting it like an hour after. And then hello there. So hello to Reese. And then Virginia Geekdom says, "No fear, I'm here. How's it going, everyone?" I'm very well. Let Bridging the Geekdoms know in the comments how you guys are going. We're very close. And
hello there.
You see, I've managed to do his comments as well, his little bits as well. EJ Bass says, "So ready." So it seems as though everyone is very, very ready for this movie. And we really actually saw that recently on Twitter, the fan reaction, because a lot of people over the weekend, some very, very lucky people, got to see the movie before everyone else. So one of those people was friend of the show, Sil Abdul, from Sil Abdul Inc. got to see it, and I got to speak to him very briefly about the movie, and he is he just loves it. He loves it. He's seen it twice now, I believe. So that's 8 hours he's put into it. We had a little discussion about it yesterday with Matt Jarbo, who was on the show. And it was, he's very, again, there are so many people. If you go on Twitter at the moment, it's mostly positive. So of course we do have the usual suspects that are very negative about this movie. You know, the Andy Signals, the Scott what's his name? Is it Scott Mendelsohn? Is that his name? A person that seems to be very much against the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. Colin, no cocainum today. I will. You know what? It's difficult to talk and do all of this at the same time. That's why I just.
Cocainum.
What I was going to say was that's why it's so good to have a producer. I'm trying to do both, so do bear with me. And then UK gets it at so like 1 past midnight. So that's Thursday morning, so like very, very early Thursday morning. And Cisco says, "Hello there, Obi-Wan." And then Reese says, "Sil won't let you forget he's seen it early." Yeah, it's it is that kind of thing. Sil does love talking about it, but the whole thing is that this has been so many years coming, so many years in the works, and it's really, I think it's for all of us, for all us fans, of Zack Snyder's work, which I mean, I know yesterday I said that I wasn't the biggest fan of some of his DC Comics movies. I am a real fan of his work in general. I think Watchmen is one of the best comic book movies ever made. I also think 300 is. So I think he's shown in the part. He's also brilliant at making zombie movies, as we've seen with Dawn of the Dead. So he's a director that I think is one of the visually the most interesting directors around. He plays with really, really big themes, and things that other directors are just scared to really get anywhere near. And he's obviously seen, for him, his interpretation of these superheroes is that they're gods. And you know what? He's not wrong. They would be. Imagine if people were like that, like superpowered people going around our world now. They would be considered gods. DC Talk with Extended says, "What's up, Reese?" So there's some good chat going on in the chat. So what's up with DC Talk Extended? So yeah, first off, let me know if you've seen it, because I know there are some people. Of course, I think Cisco got to see it. A lucky guy got to see it in IMAX. I mean, everyone else is going to be seeing it probably on their either on their monitors or on their TVs. I'm going to have to see it on a TV, which is not the way I wanted to see it. I really wanted to get to see it in the cinema. But again, I'm no longer living in London, so that means that I no longer have access to screenings, and they're not doing screenings anyway. And then the screeners never got to me, even though I was promised one. And I'm not going to go too much into that, but I'm just going to say that Warner Brothers didn't want to send me one, which was interesting. I'm still not quite sure why. I don't know what happened there, but I think it's just they sent so many out to so many people. Of course, I'm not going to say that I deserved one, because I wasn't one of the people that was really trying to get this film off the ground. There are a lot of people out there. Sil Abdul's one of them. The Release the Snyder Cut people. I was sharing the hashtag and stuff like that, and trying to get it known that this film really should be released. But I wasn't one of the people that was literally devoting a lot of time to this. I was covering it on small screen, but it's one of those things. I never really thought it'd be made. I'm going to be honest. I never thought that Warner Brothers would capitulate. And one of the reasons I think why it's happened is because Warner Brothers was bought by AT&T, so that's why that happened. But it just seems to be one of those things that I think a lot of people have been asking for so long, and they're the people that deserve to see it first. And I think they did exactly the right thing. There were some reviewers that, I mean, if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, I don't really want to talk too much about Rotten Tomatoes. I believe Sil is doing a show right now with Film Gob about that, so you could, go and watch the replay of that after this. But they're basically talking about whether Rotten Tomatoes matters anymore, and I think the overall consensus is that no, it doesn't, because critics don't, especially some of these critics, they really are like now that they care more about their own personal brands than letting people know whether they like the movie or not they're watching. And I know I've known critics in London. I worked with them. I've met them personally, and they are a bit like that. They are very much they suffer from massive egos. Most of them are men, and most of them they like it when they spark debate and get a lot of hate. Actually, they find it quite invigorating for some reason. So what else do we have in the comments? We have Reese says, "I would love a vampire film from Zack, since he likes to add Christian themes to his films, and vampires are perfect for that." That's a brilliant idea, Reese. I would love to see Zack Snyder do a vampire movie. That's something that I think you need to get that off the ground. I think you need to start asking for that on social media. That'd be a really cool film. So long to wait still, bah. So, Bridging the Geekdoms is waiting for this movie. Reese says, "Andy Signal got a screener and it wasn't up to Zack. He didn't like the fact he got one." I saw that. I just saw Andy Signal put that video up. And I mean, I found it really strange that Andy Signal got the screener, because he has been very much against this thing since the beginning. Really, he was saying that it wasn't going to happen, and then he's very much against Ray Fisher, and I just think it's getting ridiculous now. It's getting like a telenovela. And I do apologize for my terrible hair, by the way, but it's just one of those things that it's like, why do they send it to him? I really do think that was Warner Brothers, and that wasn't Zack's decision, because his review wasn't particularly positive, was it? And it was never going to be. It's like, what are you going to get from him? What are you going to get from a person who's been so against this project from the beginning? Of course, you're going to get basically hate what it is, what he's spreading. But I mean, his review was it was negative, but also was trying to be slightly more positive, because as I was saying before, the early reactions are incredibly positive from all. And I know people will say that it's a lot of people that were very much for this from the beginning. And it's like, yes, but also, aren't these the people that matter the most? The people that watch this thing, the people that are really invested in this. And also, the fact that my wife wants to see this movie with me is genuinely insane, because it's 4 hours long, and she said she's going to watch it with me, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, it's going to be a real kind of weird thing to watch, I'm going to be honest. And then sorry. So Reese says, I don't get how you can get verified as a Rotten Tomatoes critic when the haters posted forward reviews for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, well, as I think I did say this, I'm a Rotten Tomatoes reject. So I mean, honestly, there are some people that got accredited on Rotten Tomatoes that I really want to understand. We got Kazakhs in the comments. How are you doing, Kazakhs? I will just let me do this.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you. Welcome, Kazakhs. That's just for you. Cisco says Signal Pig is pure. Okay, I'm not quite sure what you mean there. Maybe I should have brought that comment up, but I know what you mean. And Reese says, I think Edward is going to play cocaine, and now you hit. I did do that. So we got so much stuff going on in the comments. It's great to see you guys all talking so much. We really should have a premiere for select fans, and everyone else has to wait until the 18th. So I think that's what they wanted to do. That's what the original idea was to begin with, was to get this out to the fans, to the people that are supposedly the executive producers of this Snyder Cut. But I do think that Warner Brothers' marketing team kind of got in the way, which is why they said, no, you have to send it out to reviewers, to verified Rotten Tomato critics, let's say. Again, the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing is getting a bit bonkers, because the way it's like, first off, it kind of has to be over 60%, like they're saying, for it to be certified fresh. I'm sorry, but if you give, like, which is basically a 3-star, it's a 3-star rating. If you give something a 3-star rating, it's not saying it's a very good movie. It's basically saying, it's fine, and that's certified fresh. Really, I really do think they need to change things at Rotten Tomatoes, I think, and that's not me being bitter, because honestly, I could not care less if I was certified Rotten Tomatoes critic or not. I did it because it's kind of the thing you have to do if you're writing reviews about things. Signal Pig is sad. Wow, Cisco, you don't like Andy Signal, do you? Ever since audience scores like CinemaScore and Letterboxd became a thing, critics were slated to become irrelevant, exception being YouTube film critics. Long written reviews nobody reads anymore. You are right. You are right. Honestly, long written reviews no one really reads anymore. And it's both sad and both kind of inevitable, because I mean, if you're going to do a video about and review something in a video, I mean, I do like reading reviews. I do, but I'm going to be honest with you. Over time, I found myself I just watched the video. Like, I think this for me started with IGN. The way IGN did it, they did the written review and they did the video review as well. And I think a lot more people would go onto their articles and just watch the video, and then not bother reading the article, and probably scroll down to the end to see the score. And that's all that people care about now. But critics and I was one. I was a TV critic, not a film critic. I wanted to be a film critic, It's very much more my scene, but it's, you don't always get what you want in life. But I've got this now, which is great. So yeah, like the way it's going is that critics just can't see that, or they won't accept that. They still think people read like their reviews. For instance, there's a film critic that in the UK that you might know if you're based in the UK called Mark Kermode. And Mark Kermode is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most respected film critics, I think, in Britain, probably the world, if maybe not the world, but definitely in the UK. And reading his reviews, for me, that was the way into film criticism, and that meant a lot to me. But then I discovered his podcast, and which is the Kermode and Mayo Film Podcast. I think it's called the Kermode and Mayo. I can't remember what it's called anymore. But yeah, and he does it with Simon Mayo, and that then made me stop reading his reviews, because I just would listen to the podcast, because it's just the way. I mean, I still like reading the odd review that, here and there, but I really don't anymore. And I think that's the way it's going. And I think that's really, for Rotten Tomatoes, that is kind of what's happening. And I do see them. They are starting to basically bring in more YouTube reviewers into, like, for instance, Grace Ranulph is on Rotten Tomatoes, I think. And it's just one of those things that seems to be happening more and more nowadays. So does it matter anymore? Not as much as it used to. Cinema Score is something that I'm not overly familiar with, because it's more of a US based thing. But I think that's literally them coming up to people after watching it and saying, what did you think of that film? That is something, for me, I need time before I get to process, before I can give any sort of opinion on a movie. Sometimes after a film, like there are a bunch of movies that I've watched, and coming out of the cinema, I thought that was great, and then thinking about it a bit more, thinking, actually, no, that wasn't as good as I remember it being. So yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's just it's just like, I think Rotten Tomatoes needs a good shake-up. That's basically that's what I want to say. You can take breaks in parts watching or pause it unless you power through it. Pacing is actually fine if you power through it. Each to his own. So that's obviously people talking about how long it is, how long the movie is. 4 hours is pretty long. Sorry, here we go. Are you watching it at 1 a.m. or waiting until the morning? I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to watch it probably in the afternoon, mainly because I've got to work before, but. Yeah, I'm not going to be waiting up at 1 a.m. to watch it, mainly because I've got to do the Super Mega Force team chat at 2 a.m. in the morning on Friday. So I think I can't have too many late nights. that's going to be too difficult. So yeah, 1 a.m. UK time is 2 a.m. here. Yeah, it's so yeah, it's okay. We're 2 days away now, so it's coming. It's really coming, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are very much excited for it. At least I got my free Justice League t-shirt if I don't get to see it a little early. So you, EJ Bass, you obviously got a Justice League t-shirt when you went to see Justice League, right? Was that when you got that? Let me know. Well, we know Rotten Tomatoes is compromised as That's rotten. All that matters is audience score, really. Yeah, probably. I think that's probably about right. But then again, the audience score does have a tendency of being like, that it gets attacked on certain times. So that's also not a very good thing. Right. What else do we have? Reese says, I ordered a one kilogram of pineapple cubes and some wham bars for it. 1 kilogram of pineapple. Wow, that's a lot of pineapple. Be careful, it's corrosive pineapple. It might, it's not great for your teeth, and if you can end up being quite painful actually. 1 kilogram, that's a lot. No entiendo el inglés. So someone, yeah. I hope I said that right. Some Spanish there, right, Kaz? And then we got some. Oh no, it was DC Fandom. Oh, okay. So you got it at DC. You got your Justice League t-shirt at DC Fandom. So it's basically the whole thing. The whole thing is it's coming out soon. The early reactions are really, really positive, which is great, and I can't wait to see it. It seems as though all you guys in the chat are really excited to see this as well. So yeah, is Sil joining the stream? I don't know. He tends to pop in kind of unannounced often. I think he's doing his own thing with Film Gob at the moment, so he probably won't be joining today. But again, as I said, we've got a big thing coming on Friday, and that's going to be huge. So I'm really, really looking forward to sharing that with you guys. That's going to be a really cool show. Right, moving. Basically, one of the other things I wanted to go over today was the news, supposed news. Now, I'm going to say this does come from Daniel Rickman, so do take this with a huge pinch of salt. But is Pedro Pascal thinking of leaving The Mandalorian? Well, according to Daniel Rickman, he's now saying that I've been talking so much Justice League. No, that Lucasfilm is now worried that he's going to leave the show. So I think I've spoken about Daniel Rickman on multiple occasions. There's a lot of stuff that he that he teases or that he says on his Patreon page, his beloved Patreon page, where people pay for his scoops, which I still, even though Matt Jarbo the other day said it was a good business strategy, it is a good business strategy, but I just find it very strange. Yeah, apparently, and also, I mean, you can just go to We Got Discovered and get them all for free. But according to him, they're worried because of The Last of Us, because Pedro Pascal agreed to play Joel in The Last of Us. They're worried that he's now going to leave The Mandalorian. So, as I always say with Daniel Rickman stuff, do take this with a large pinch of salt. As we were talking about yesterday, for some reason, Pedro Pascal is one of those actors that some YouTubers and some online critics, let's call them, or like, I don't know what Daniel Rickman is, Scooper, like they really like to attack him. And it would make no sense for me, but the guy's been talking just so much about wanting to play this character more and wanting to play him in more Star Wars properties. So why would he then just go off and decide, I'm just going to play Joel in The Last of Us? That's probably going to, how many seasons is that going to go on for? What, 3 maybe? How many seasons do you think get? Apart from Game of Thrones, most things at HBO Max tend to get 3 seasons max. Sorry, HBO tend to get 3 seasons max. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that's, for me, I'm really not buying it. I'm really, really not buying it. And I hope it's not true, because I think Pedro Pascal is a fantastic actor. And even though he doesn't spend that much time in the mask, in the helmet, he still gives something to that character. So I'm pretty sure that is just a load of nonsense from Daniel Rickman. And he says, I didn't realize Daniel was a mind reader. And actually, you know what? That's something that I thought when I first read this. And here comes the BS talking about Daniel Rickman. As I always say with this, it's like the problem with Daniel Rickman is it's so difficult to because I think this really, for me, came after the Disney Investors Day presentation, because I was looking at a lot of the stuff he said, and a lot of the stuff he was talking about was announced at the Disney Investors Day presentation. So I was kind of like, oh, all right, well, maybe he's got some sort of source that is right. But no, but basically for him, it's a case of throwing everything out there and seeing what sticks. And for some reason, one of those things he likes to throw a lot of stuff at. There are a couple of people in particular, but one of the people he really likes to talk about and kind of bash is Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is not leaving The Mandalorian. He's not leaving The Mandalorian because he's been cast in another show. If he were leaving, it would be the thing that I would say would be the way Gina Carano was treated, because the two of them are friends. They might not see eye to eye politically, which they've made very plain actually in the past, but it was reported, and this is actually true, that he did not like the way they handled the situation. That he would have preferred something else, and so it's just I'm really I don't know why people like Daniel Rickman like to write this sort of stuff. And I did say it in the article, I don't believe this is true, but the problem with Daniel Rickman is that he is true on occasion. So it would be kind of annoying if I don't cover. I do put it out there as a rumor, and I do say that, and I've written in the past about how, like, the whole Grace Ranoff thing, where she was saying that he's leaving the show because he wanted more time out of the helmet and all that rubbish. I said that was a load of nonsense, and I'm calling this one out as well. This is just a load of absolute nonsense. Kazax asks in the comments, what did you think about The Last of Us 2? And then my brother comes into the comments. So Freddie says he hasn't played it, and he's right. I haven't played The Last of Us 2. I played the first one. I haven't played the second one. Thank you very much, Freddie, for that. And he keeps on saying he's too busy watching movies. I mean, I loved the first Last of Us game. I heard mixed kind of thing. This Last of Us Part 2 is incidentally one of the most it's won more awards than any other game, but that doesn't always mean anything. But like, for instance, like Freddie and my other brother Robert both played it, and I don't think Robert liked it that much. I'm not sure what Freddie thought about it, actually. Freddie, if you'd let me know in the comments, what did you actually think about it? And then Kazak's realizing, Freddie, lol, okay. Yeah, Freddie's my brother, so if you didn't know that, he should join us on a stream one day, actually. Freddie, if you have a mic and a camera, you should come and discuss Last of Us Part 2. Tell me why I should play it. EJ Bass, Disney better not touch a hair on Pedro's head. No, they really shouldn't. But do let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. If you think it's real, do you believe Daniel Rickman on this case, or do you think it's a load of BS like I do? Let me know in the comments. Right. Moving on. Actually, one more. Kazakh says it's a very good story, and especially the execution is bad. That's kind of what I heard. I actually heard people got a bit annoyed with some of the story in it. Yeah, I think here we go. Pug Tolani said, I think I asked this last stream, but I don't think you answered. I'm sorry about that. Do you believe Elizabeth Olsen is in Spider-Man 3? Okay, I've got some news for you on that one. Elizabeth Olsen did actually talk about this. So she actually said that she hadn't been contacted about it, but she was pretty sure she was going to be joining that party, was what she said. I have asked around, and people have said that, told me, but so I'm going to be honest, some of these people I'm not too sure about, but they did say that Elizabeth Olsen is going to be in the movie, is going to be playing Scarlet Witch in the film. The thing is, none of these people I can really confirm that they are who they say they are. So I haven't actually shared anything on that. I have been talking to Mikey about it a bit, and he seems to think it might be happening, that she might be joining it. But one thing is for sure, she's definitely in Doctor Strange 2. Whether or not she turns up towards the end of Spider-Man 3 or not, whether it's like it could possibly be like a very brief appearance at the end, maybe even a post-credit scene involving Scarlet Witch, I am not so sure. One of the reasons why I think it could happen is because of the multiverse factor, which it seems as though this movie the No Way Home is going to involve the multiverse. So one of the reasons why she would be in it is because of that, because it seems as though she's going to be the one that's kind of messing around with the multiverse. None of this is all speculation. This is nothing that I can confirm to you 100%. It's just from talking to people that, you know, as I said before, I get messaged by a lot of people now on Twitter and actually on LinkedIn. Weirdly enough, I start getting messages on LinkedIn from people. But I do try to make sure that people remain anonymous when they contact me with a little insider information. It's not always easy to do. It's much easier when you can confirm who they say who they say they are. Actually, the only way you can do that is through LinkedIn or through a verified email account. Email accounts can be faked, but that's just a scoop game. We'll go into that a bit more later on. Cisco says Daniel Rickman has suckered a lot of peeps. He really has, hasn't he? He really has. He's got like over 100,000 followers on Twitter, which I always find a bit weird. And then the Pugsalani feels like I feel like a post-credit scene is possible. That is what I'm hearing, but again, I can't confirm that to you 100%. I cannot confirm that to you 100%. I would love to, but I just can't. Right, moving on, and I want to move on to a bit of news that I'm pretty sure a lot of you might not like too much, and that's that Amber Heard is apparently fighting for a bigger role in Aquaman 2. And guess who this comes from? Daniel Rickman. Yes, it's the Daniel Rickman segments of the show where we talk about all the stuff that he's saying. And one of the things he's saying at the moment is that apparently Amber Heard wants a larger role in Aquaman 2. The thing that the reason I want to talk about this is because I was actually told I wasn't told the opposite, but what I was told was that Warner Brothers executives are trying to cut her role in the movie because they kind of see her as not damaged goods, but they kind of see her as being a bit dangerous, and they want to reduce Mira's presence in the film. The thing is that apparently Jason Momoa loves working with Amber Heard, and they're very, very friendly. Amber Heard has made sure that she's friends with quite important people, including James Wan and actually Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder said that he really likes working with her on Justice League. Now, do let me know what you guys think, actually. If any of you, I think Cisco, you've watched the movie. Just a tease in the comments. Did you like Amber Heard in the film as Mira? Because I've heard actually quite good things. But again, a lot of people out there really don't want to see. They want her gone. They want her gone from the whole thing. They want her gone as Mira. I mean, there's the petition on change.org, which is getting close to 2 million signatures now to remove her from the film. Lots of people saying that Emilia Clarke is going to be replacing her. We actually debunked that. That was not true. We contacted Emilia Clarke's publicist, and they did actually come back the other day saying that that wasn't true. But it's just, it's like one of those things that's just constantly going on, the whole Amber Heard thing. I would love it to end. I would really, really love it to end. But she's also being rumored, again, it's from Daniel Rickman again, that she's in talks with Netflix for future projects. That may be the case. That might be happening. But whether it means that she's actually going to get shows with them, I'm not sure. Again, there's so much hate geared towards her. Of course, that is because of the whole Johnny Depp thing. I just don't see at the moment, especially at the moment, anyone like Netflix really aligning themselves with Amber Heard. We're just going to have to wait and see. But as far as Aquaman 2 is concerned, what we were told is that her role is being reduced, but apparently she's now fighting for a bigger role. And what Daniel Rickman is saying, reportedly, because I got this from, we got this covered, because again, it's another one of those sites, but it's like they're saying, according to them, because I think they're paying for his Patreon, they're saying that what he said in the article or in the rumors thing, because I think he just posts lines. I've never been on his Patreon page, but I think he literally just posts little like sentences about things. But he's saying that because of her apparently incredible performance in Zack Snyder's Justice League, she's now asking for a role, like a bigger role in the movie. Right, what's going on in the comments? Well, Freddie's talking, so he said, this is about Last of Us Part 2. Hey, the gameplay is amazing and the gore effects are insane. It's a good game in my book. I loved it. The story's not as good as the first, but still engaging. So, of course, he really did like, my brother really did like that game. Reese asks, would you be getting the Evil Dead game? If you're asking me or Freddie, I'm definitely getting the Evil Dead game. The Evil Dead is one of my favorite horror franchises of all time. I love it, so I can't wait to play that. And then Harry Potter game better not disappoint like Cyberpunk. Freddie, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's going to be disappointing. I don't know. I don't know, but I just have a feeling that's not going to be great. But I would love it to be really good. And then Kazakh says agreed. But to be honest, at some point I checked out the story. So you're agreeing with him on The Last of Us Part 2. Great. More comments. Freddie, man, Cyberpunk, still waiting for that to get fixed before buying it. I don't know if that's ever going to get fixed. Freddie was showing some gameplay of that game, and it looks completely broken. And then DC Talk Extended, we got this covered, our scum. Yeah, well, they're one of those outlets that like to honestly, I look at how much they post every day, and it's probably about 50 articles they're posting every day. And I, full disclosure, I did actually write a couple of articles for We Got This Covered after I was laid off from my job because of the pandemic, and they never paid me. So we Got This Covered never paid me for my articles. I wrote a couple for them as well. And as I always say, if you do want to write for Small Screen, you can. All you need to do is email me. It's edward@small-screen.co.uk. And email me with your feature ideas, and you will. I reply to everybody, and we also pay our writers. And what I've always wanted for Small Screen is for it to be a place where people that genuinely love pop culture can come and write about things that they feel very passionate about. And that's something that I really love about the site. And we do have a lot of writers that write fantastic pieces. And it's just something that I wanted Small Screen to become. It's not all about me. Okay, they ask him. All right, well, I think we got this covered. Yeah, I wouldn't call them scum. What's like the rank below scum? They're kind of like seedy kind of thing, It's a bit that they kind of they're kind of. They're like rumor piddlers. That's what I call them. They're just kind of constantly churning out rumor after rumor after rumor. And 50 articles a day, 50 rumors a day. It's a lot of rumors. I'm crap at writing. It doesn't matter, Reese. I'm a good editor. So if you have an idea, if you want to write about something, and do send it my way. Again, edwards@small-screen.co.uk. And I will look at it and I will message you. And I always pay my writers. Right. Moving on to the MCU. Fantastic Four is reportedly going to feature a diverse cast. So this is actually something that I'm going to be talking about a bit later on, and it's some kind of slightly sad news. I'll tease it now before the exclusive is going up tomorrow. It looks like Emilia. It looks like Emily Blunt has passed on the role of Sue Storm in Fantastic Four. That's the last I've heard, and that was really disappointing because I think she's perfect for the role. But it looks like she just didn't want to be. She didn't want to sign a multi-picture deal, and it seems as though we're not going to get to see her play Sue Storm. I haven't heard anything about John Krasinski, but it does seem as though they're moving away from Emily Blunt, which is a shame because she would have been really, really perfect. But apparently they are looking to just bring in some more, I suppose, make a more diverse Fantastic Four, which they kind of tried to do with the Josh Trank version. They had Michael B. Jordan in there as the Human Torch. They might do something similar in this film. To be honest, I don't care as long as it works and as long as it's well cast and as long as John Watts does a brilliant job directing this. I really, really don't care. But I just want it. I want it so much. I want this film so much. I'm a massive, massive fan of the Fantastic Four. And DC Talk with Extender said that's sad news. Yeah, that is sad news. That is really, really sad news. Here we go. Cisco, Heard was fine as Mira in Zack Snyder's Justice League. She was solid in her scenes, in my opinion. It's kind of what I heard. I heard she's pretty good, but yeah, not amazing. So I thought she was fine in the first film as well, to be honest. Freddie says, I spent 100 hours in Cyberpunk. I'm not going back. You've done the right thing by waiting, but I don't think it'll ever be the game they promised. Yeah, this is about Cyberpunk. That game, that kind of. I think Freddie, you played 100 hours, so you played all of it. My other brother Robert was really pissed off about that game because they promised a lot, and it really didn't deliver, which is a shame. It's a real shame. We've got a lot going on about Cyberpunk. Again, I don't have enough time to play video games. I used to play so much. I'm basically the only video games I get to play now are on my Switch, and I play a lot. So that means I'm playing mostly like Mario, Zelda, and I'm playing a lot of Captain Toad recently, and also Super Mario. I forgot what it's called. The Super Mario 64, Super Mario 64, and they re-released them all. I love that game so much. But yeah, that's because it's just on the go, and I get to play it whenever I'm on the go. But do let me know what you guys think about the Fantastic Four in the comments below. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do like an exclusive segment bit. I did tease an exclusive that I will be talking about in more detail tomorrow. We actually got Fatal J coming on the show tomorrow. No, Fatal J is coming on the show on Thursday, so I'll be talking about it more then. We're not doing a show tomorrow. I'm taking a day off tomorrow. Yeah, it's Super Mario 3D Collection. That's the game I'm playing at the moment. So I'm doing 64, so then I'll do Mario Sunshine. Was it after 64? And then Galaxy. So they're the games I'm playing at the moment. And Captain Toad is brilliant. I love Captain Toad. It's such a good game. It's such a good game. Right, moving on. Moving on to the exclusive, and this exclusive is actually about Sil Abdul is in the comments. Post-stream nap, watching Edward stream. Thank you very much, Sil. No, as you can obviously tell, no producer tonight, which means that it's very few clips going up. But what I'm going to do, because you've joined, I'm going to give you this.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this.
Wow.
It's really weird not having a producer. I'm going to be honest. Right, so exclusive time. Exclusive, and that's that Disney is planning to make Alien their next huge franchise. So actually, mega franchise was the term I was told. So basically, I kind of got two scoops and I put them into one, but I'm gonna separate. I got one scoop and I put it into two, and I'm gonna do that now. But the first bit of the scoop, the first part, is that yes, Disney is planning on making Alien their next mega franchise. So what I was specifically told is that Disney is currently planning out movies and more TV shows based around the Alien property.
They are looking at it as their next mega franchise, which will be geared towards getting more adults subscribing to Disney Plus and Hulu. So what it's going to be doing is they're going to be bringing. So we already knew that they were making this Alien TV show, which was being made by Noah Hawley and was being executive produced by Ridley Scott, or Sir Ridley Scott. It seems as though they're going to be doing more shows, but actually more more movies as well. And they're going to be going straight to Disney Plus Star over here in the UK, and Hulu in, I say over here in the UK, here in France and the UK, and Hulu in the United States. I'm not actually sure if it's going to come to Disney Plus Star in France, actually, because we got a weird thing in France. We can't get Raya and the Last Dragon yet, which is really annoying. So I've had to use a VPN to get it via Disney Plus in the UK, which is really annoying because I really want to watch that movie. And then basically I was asking if I asked the source, are they going to be making this into like a PG-13 version? Because we've heard a lot about Disney being really against making anything kind of gory and more R-rated. And this is what they said. They said, no, these future Alien properties will be full-blown action horror. They are not intending to make these upcoming movies and TV shows PG-13. Disney execs see this property and the Predator franchise, which they now also own, as their adult offering. And they are hoping to boost their adult subscribers, as it seems to be both movies and TV shows they will be put straight to streaming. This is going to be part of their direct-to-consumer strategy, or DTC, as they often refer to it as. So it's really big. It's going to basically, they see that. I think they're seeing this as a kind of a streaming only kind of franchise, but it's going to be huge for them because it's going to entice more and more adults, like us, to subscribe to Disney Plus. Ones that haven't done, ones that aren't so interested in like the Disney, Star Wars, Marvel stuff, and more interested in like the horror stuff. There's a lot of people like that out there that still haven't subscribed to it. There's a lot of people worldwide. And Alien and then Predator, which I'm going to talk about a bit later on, are the two franchises that they now own since they bought 20th Century Fox. So I then asked them, are we going to get an Alien versus Predator movie? Because they are both together. And they said Predator is also being looked at as one of the franchises that Disney can really lean on moving forward. They see it as part of their action horror universe, which they are hoping to bring to a wider audience into their streaming services. These properties are being developed for both Disney Plus Star and Hulu at the moment. However, there is no Alien versus Predator crossover planned at the moment. This doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. It almost definitely will be a thing that Disney wants to make once they get both franchises up and running. Think of it as their Avengers moment, the franchise's Avengers moment. So it could happen. It could happen. That's according to our sources about the Alien. I mean, I'm a massive Alien fan. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's brilliant. I've been desperate to get good Alien again. I just severely let down by Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I thought they were terrible. I thought Prometheus was better. I thought Covenant was just so lackluster. But one of the things I really did love about those Alien movies, that the newer ones, was Michael Fassbender, and he's brilliant in those films. And yes, I hope they get him back as well. Colin says I hope they get them back. So it's just like I'm excited for this, but I've seen a lot of people online be really negative towards it because of Disney. Because they're like, oh, Disney's just going to take this and ruin it, which could happen. It really could happen. But honestly, it's like, I'm hopeful because they are getting interesting people involved. Like Noah Hawley is just such a good content. He's such a good showrunner. He's a really good writer. So if you don't know him, he made the Fargo series. He made Legion as well, and he was going to make a Star Trek film, but that fell through. He was going to make a Doctor Doom film, but that fell through. So it's one of those things. Let's say I'm cautiously optimistic about this. I hope they don't botch shit up like they did. The Alien short film on YouTube are fantastic. Please hire some of those directors. What I really would like to see them do is get Neil Blomkamp to come back and do the Alien movie that he was going to do with Sigourney Weaver. That looked incredible. It's going to be like an Alien 5, and it was going to be a continuation of the Alien kind of original Alien franchise, which I was really interested in seeing. I'd love them to do that, but I'm not sure if they're going to. I'm wondering if they're going to get more people like some younger directors to do it like they're doing with the Predator films. But do let me know what you guys think about that, and let me know if you are an Alien or Aliens fan, or if you like both, because I am one of those people that I love Alien and I'm not crazy about Aliens. Right, let's go back to the comments before I go on to the next scoop, and that's Freddie. Freddie's really, anyone play Monster Hunter? Ed, did you watch the Paul W.S. Anderson movie? No, I was never sent the screener for that, which is really annoying because I really wanted to watch it, and I know you're really into Monster Hunter. That is a game that I just never managed to get into. I think it's just bonkers, and it's the world looks amazing, as Kazakh says. Never played Monster Hunter. The world looked good though. Honestly, it's one of those games I would love to get into, but it seems really difficult. And Sil Abdulling says, "Aliens, dope." So Sil is obviously an Aliens fan, and you know, that's fine. That's fine. It just there are some moments in that film that really annoyed me. Mainly the game over man bit was a bit annoying. But one film that I really do love, and now we're going on to the next exclusive, is Predator. I think Predator is fantastic. I love that movie. And we don't have any. Do we have any Predator clips? Yes, we do. That wasn't meant to be so long. But yeah, Predator is one of my favorite movies of all time. And they're doing more. They are doing more. So they're doing another Predator movie. So Predator 5 sounds crap. And like, it's... Sorry, I just want to see... can't wait for that Justice League. Can't wait for the Justice League to stream this Thursday. Yes, David. None of us can wait. We're all very lucky. We're all very much looking forward to it. But basically, what's happening is they're doing more Predators. So they're doing more Predator stuff. So we already knew that they're doing another Predator movie with Dan Trachtenberg. I think that's how you say his name. He's the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is a really good movie. The plot basically leaked to that, and I will agree with you on that. The plot doesn't sound great, but I don't really want to judge a film before I see it, so I'm hoping it's going to be good. But apparently Disney is planning on making a Predator series for Disney Plus. So this is another one of the franchises that they now own since since they bought 20th Century Fox. And my source told me that it was going to, this new series is going to be coming to Disney Plus Star in the UK and Europe, and Hulu in the United States. They said, I can tell you that Disney is planning on making a Predator series, which will come to the to Disney Plus Star where you are in France, and in the UK and the UK and the rest of Europe. It'll come to Hulu in the US. So then this is Predator is looked at as being one of the franchises that Disney can really. This is the same quote as before, which is why I said I kind of put one exclusives into two, which is cheeky of me, I know, but they are different franchises. And basically, the news here is that they're making a series based on Predator. So I did ask for some story like leaks and stuff like that, but they weren't able to tell me anything. All they were saying is that this being planned, that Disney is very keen on making this a big franchise. So it's basically going to be like the Alien and Predator cinematic universe they're doing, and it makes sense because I think it's one of the most not really underrated, but one of the kind of most unloved franchises that they've got. We saw such awful, like the last Predator film, the Shane Black one, was terrible. It was so bad, and it was actually offensive. That film was terrible. But Predators, which I watched recently on Disney Plus, is really good. That's the one with is it Adrian Brody? Is that the Adrian Brody, not Adam Brody? It's one of the Brodys. But it's really good, that film. I really enjoyed it, and it's just one of those films that I think has actually got a lot of flack for some reason, but is actually quite good. So if you do have the chance, do go and watch that again, because it is really good. But it's not, of course, it's not a stitch on the original Predator film. And I'm just looking right now, because he's Predator. Producer James has put in so many clips. But I'm looking to see if he's put any other clip from Predator, and it doesn't look like he has. But what I'm going to put this.
Knock, knock.
There we go. That's one from Predator, and such a good film. The first Predator film is so good. I'd really like to see them bring Arnie back, but I don't think he's going to. That's again one of the best action movies of all time. Such a good action film, and I'm really happy that they're doing more. It's going to be interesting to see it in a series, and they're doing a movie, but seeing a Predator series will be really interesting. Seeing an Alien series is going to be really interesting, but they are doing more movies and more TV shows. So it's basically going to be like the MCU, but a action horror kind of MCU stuff, and it probably will all culminate in an Alien versus Predator big finale, which I think is pretty darn cool. Right, before I go, I wanted to just quickly mention one exclusive that I don't think I got to mention on another stream. Maybe I did mention it on the Super Team Megaforce chat. Sorry, I can't even say Super Team Megaforce. Yeah, that was right, Super Team Megaforce chat, because we were talking. But yes, John Travolta and it's late for me. John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, are in talks to return for the Face Off sequel. So it was revealed a couple of weeks ago that Adam Wingard is directing a Face Off sequel. So it was originally said it was going to be a remake, but then Deadline said no, it's going to be a sequel. So then I was asking around, and apparently they are, like, Adam Wingard has a plan on how to bring back Nicolas Cage, which, if you've watched the original John Woo Face Off, he dies in that movie. So how are they going to bring him back? I have no idea. But it seems as though John Travolta is playing the same character. So, of course, it'll be the detective character. I'm blanking on his name right now. But no, it looks like they're doing it, and it looks like it's going to have both of them, which I think is pretty cool. I would be really interested to see how they bring Nicolas Cage back. I will watch anything. I've even watched that really awful film that he's just done which is basically Five Nights at Freddy's. It's really not good, which stars Nicolas Cage. It's terrible, but I still watched it anyway because I love Nicolas Cage. And if you're a big fan of Nicolas Cage like I am, then you have to watch Mandy. Mandy is insane. It's a brilliant movie. Do watch that. So I'm just going to go over do a kind of a quick fire round. So Reese wanted me to play the Son of a Bitch clip, but I couldn't find it. I'm going to have to try and find it. I've got You're Fired, You're Late, You Lie. He's got so many. He's got so many back here. He's got this one.
Funny guy, Sally.
Which other one? Show Your Face, Funny Guy, Wrong. Here we go.
You son of a bitch.
That's for you, Reese. I found it in the end. This is why you need a producer to do these shows. Then Reese says, I mean, the last Predator film script leak, and it was so crap. And look how that turned out. The last Predator, the Predator was terrible. It was so bad. And then David says they should go back to how they started to do an origin story of Predator. That could be quite cool. I would really like to see a series that is kind of done the other way round, like a human ending up on the Predator's planet. I think that would be really cool. And then kind of switch the roles around and have them kind of, like almost like an Origins film, and explain why they're so obsessed with coming back to Earth all the time. I think that'd be pretty cool. Narcos guy one sucked. Which was that was the Predator that was the Shane Black one that he was in. I'm blanking on his name actually. Boyd Hilbrook, was that his name? The guy in Narcos. Brody one was good. So Freddie agrees with me. Predator 2 better than Predators, highly underrated. I watched Predator 2 recently, and it is highly underrated. I really like that film. I still think Predators is better because it's kind of more stripped down. It's a bit of a silly premise though, but it's like Battle Royale really, just with Predators in it. But I did like it. I do like Predator 2 as well. I'll finish off. Right, this one I will say this at the very end. Okay. They should call it the WCU, the Wayland Cinematic Universe. That's a fantastic idea. They should call it that. Oh man, Wayland Yutani. We should get more Wayland Yutani stuff. And it is going to be live action. So they should make a love action version. Ooh, a love action version of the Predator comic. A live action version of the Predator comic where he teams up with the pirates. Oh, that'd be brilliant. That'd be a brilliant idea. What the thing I've always wanted to see, I don't know if you've seen it, but Batman Dead End, which is it's a really good fan film on YouTube, and that starts off with Batman fighting Predator, and then it ends up with the aliens turning up. Actually starts off with Batman fighting the Joker. Actually, I think sadly the actor that played the Joker in that died as well. But that is something that they should really look at making into some sort of like film, because that would be so cool. Imagine Batman versus Predator versus Alien. That would be super cool. I'd love to watch that. Alien. Brilliant. Love action. I want to see a love action Predator movie. Predator rom-com. I wonder how that would be. Right. So, and as I said before, I'm going to end on this. So this Friday, we've got Super Team Megaforce. It's late. I can't do the voice as well as I can normally. But yeah, we're going to be doing that. We're going to have all sorts of people. We're going to be talking Justice League. It's going to be great. It's going to be really good fun. I'm going to finally see Justice League. Can't wait. I'll probably see it twice, which means Thursday, probably nothing on small screen during the day, I'm going to be honest. And DC Talk with this saying this is, I love Predator. Predator's brilliant. There are 3 Batman versus Predator comics. There are, and they're actually quite good. They are actually quite good. They're not terrible. I think it was Dark Horse that did those, and they are pretty damn good. Yeah, so I really, really like that, and I'd love to see Batman fight Predator in live action or love action, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. It's Warner Brothers and Disney now will never work together on that, which is such a shame because that would be such an epic movie. But yeah, I'm going to now say goodbye. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. It's been a real pleasure talking to you guys tonight. We're all excited to see Justice League. So we can't wait. Tune in on Friday where we'll be talking all things Justice League. No live tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that, but I just need some time off before we got Thursday's stream. We're going to have Fatal J on, so that's going to be really cool. I'm going to talk to him about probably all things DC as well. And then Friday, we're going to have the big one, which is Super. Yes, sorry about that. My internet's kind of going weird, but yeah. So if you could also follow us, everyone, on social media, that'd be great. That's Small Screen Co, and you can follow me at EJ Lauder, and this will be released as a podcast later on that you can find at Small Screen Stories. And what else can I say? Yeah, 5-star rating for that would be brilliant. And like and subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, there isn't a Dread versus Predator Alien comic. There's a Dread for. There is a Dread versus Predator comic. It's really good. And I think there's also a Dread versus Alien one. I'm pretty sure there is. So do go and check those. And yes, for some reason my internet conks out. Happens. I'm in France. Internet's not brilliant here. I do the best I can. I'm actually wired into the internet as well, which wasn't great. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for watching. And I'm sorry about the rambly ends. These ends are difficult for me because I don't want to end the streams. I never want the streams to end. But again, no live stream tomorrow. Thursday there will be one. Friday there'll be the big one. And thank you very much, guys, for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers and goodbye.